وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. حياكم الله أخي الكريم. Allah يحفظك. Allah يبارك فيك. Then with regard to the question or the nasiha that you have sought for the da'wah to Salafiyyah in Ghana, then my nasiha is, barakallahu feekum, that you unite with those brothers who are upon the haqq, and that all of the Salafis in Ghana are united with a single word, and that they are upon the da'wah of our mashayikh, and that they call to the sunnah and Salafiyyah, and they call to the haqq, and they call to tamyiz, and they are upon wuduh, they are upon clarity with regard to the amur da'wiyah, in all of the affairs of da'wah. The da'wah will only strengthen when the people of sunnah call to the tawheed and the aqidatul sahiha, the correct aqidah, and to the manhaj of the salaf, and they do so with hikmah, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, أدعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة وموئذة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. That you call to the way of your Lord with wisdom, which is the sunnah, and that you admonish the people, you remind them of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that they fear Allah Jalla wa ala, and that you argue with them in a manner that is best. The Salafis in Ghana should be upon the mawaqif and the positions of the ulama al-kibar, the likes of Shaykh Rabi' bin Hadi al-Madkhali, Shaykh al-Fawzan, Shaykh Ubaid bin Abdullah al-Jabari, and the rest of the mashayikh who are upon clarity and upon the sunnah from our major scholars and from their students, from the younger mashayikh, those who are the also ulama, that you take their mawaqif and you take their positions, and that you are united upon them, and that they are upon, and that you are upon clarity, because it is tamyiz that defines and distinguishes da'wah to Salafiyyah from the rest of the da'wat al-batila. So the brothers in Ghana should be upon clarity with respect to the groups of hizbiyah and the sects of dalala. So they are away and distinct, away from the people of takfir, and from the khawarij, and from the quburiyah, and from the ikhwan al-muflisin and jamaat al-tabligh, and the rest of the firaq al-dala. And likewise that they are away from those who cause tafarruq, and that they divide the Salafis and they lie upon the Salafis, and they cause dissension and division, the likes of Yahya al-Hajuri and Muhammad bin Hadi al-Madkhali, that these types of individuals, that they have divided the Salafis, and that they have fallen into misguidance, and that a person, and that the Salafis in general around the world, that they are united. So if I was to narrow it down even further, I would say to you that you should seek out the brothers from some of the countries that are close to you, and that you should link with them, that you should contact them. So from what I can gather, Ghana is an English-speaking country, so maybe you can link with the brothers in Nigeria, the Salafis there, the Salafis in Gambia, and other places, so that you have a network of da'wah, that you have a network of da'wah, that you get leaflets, you get booklets, that you have a markaz that is upon sunnah and Salafiyyah, that you are not people who are that you are not people who are unorganized, that you make sure that your da'wah is a da'wah that is organized, meaning that you have ta'awun, because that is what is intended by that which I'm saying. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ, and cooperate with one another upon righteousness and piety, and do not cooperate upon sin and transgression. So those who are with Muhammad ibn Hadi, then we advise them, and we advise them to come to the sunnah. We advise them to take the mawqif al-sahih against this individual who has divided the Salafis and caused division everywhere in the world through his evil speech and his backbiting and his slander and his qadf, and he's speaking ill of the Salafi mashayikh like Shaykh Ubaid al-Jabari, rahimahullah ta'ala, who he slandered and spoke ill of. And he's speaking ill of the likes of Shaykh Abdullah bin Abdurrahim al-Bukhari, hafidhahullah ta'ala. And he's reviling of the rest of the Salafi Mashayikh from, for example, Shaykh Arafat and others. And likewise, he's reviling and his belittlement of the Mashayikh in the West, the likes of Shaykh Hassan al-Somali and those who are giving da'wah with Maktabatu Salafiyyah. So the Salafi should be united. They should not allow people to come and divide their ranks and cause dissension. So make sure that our da'wah is clear. Numbers aren't the main thing. The main thing is clarity. Barakallahu feekum. The main thing is clarity. That the da'wah is clear and it calls to people to tawheed. We do not look down upon the people when we are giving da'wah to them. That we don't look down upon them when we give them da'wah. Rather, we are humble, that we are sincere, we are truthful, we are honest, we give them the truth, we teach them tawheed, we learn that which is in Kitab al-Tawheed of Shaykh al-Islam Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab, that we learn those chapters, we understand them, and we give da'wah to them, because that is the issue in most of the countries in Africa and elsewhere, that tawheed is not known by the people. They don't know it, they don't understand it. So that's the first thing that we invite them to, barakallahu feekum. And mutaba'ah, to follow the sunnah of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam, free from bid'ah, free from innovations, and that we call the people to abandon sins and unrighteous actions and lying and deception and stealing and fornication and so on. So if you make our da'wah built upon these pillars of tawheed, mutaba'ah, purification of the soul, and that we invite the people with hikmah, with good manners, with kind words, then the people will follow. Inshallah, the people will follow, just like they have done in every place where the da'wah to Salafiyyah has flourished, from America to Canada to Britain to Europe to Pakistan. Da'wah Salafiyyah has flourished where those who are standing for the da'wah are upright, they are truthful, they are sincere, and they cooperate with each other. They are connected to the scholars and the mashayikh and the students of knowledge. And they spread the da'wah through writing, through leaflets, through booklets, through audios, through websites, through recorded lectures, that you spread them, and that you don't feel at any stage, that you don't feel low and down. Rather, you have this resolute belief that inshallah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will aid you, that Allah aids the believers. This is something that we are sure of, that Allah aids the believers, and that we do not have any jealousy between ourselves. Barakallahu feekum. So clarity upon the sunnah, away from the groups of hizbiyah, such as Ihya al-Turath, and away from those individuals that cause to divide our ranks, the likes of Muhammad ibn Hadi and his followers. We should not be shy in making our position clear. Barakallahu feekum. Wa jazakallahu khairan akhil kareem. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen our da'wah. Hayyakumullah. Barakallahu feekum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.